It Decoded. I've got actually a guest today. I know the last few times I've been on here solo, so I've got a good friend of mine, my buddy, Mr. Realtor Rene. Is it Botello? Botello? How do you say it?
It depends who you talk to, bro. It depends if you're talking to someone that's very Hispanic, you say Botello. Maybe somebody that doesn't speak too much Spanish, you say Botello. If they're from like Europe or somewhere, then you say Botello or something. So it just depends on
Yep.
what I tell the clients. Like whatever, however you want to pronounce it, I'm cool with.
Yeah. Well, you know my last name, right? Araujo. I'm the same way, so I'm just like, just A.
Aduco.
Yeah. So, hey, if everybody, if you can see us, if you can type a one in the comments there, if you can see us, put a two. We're trying out this kind of a new software we're trying to mess around here with, and if you can see and hear us, put a number three. That way, we know we're not just talking to ourselves here. And then give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and share this real quick, and then let me see if I can tag Renee in here really quick. So let me see. Let me share this to my page. Post, and then let me see if I can tag you in here, Renee. Edit. Yeah, I might be able to. Give me 1 second, real quick here. To at Renee. There we go. I think I did it. All right. So, like I was saying, my buddy Renee here. We've known each other for a while now. We kind of grown in the industry together and have seen some changes. So I mainly talk about credit on here, but most of my company and our clients, we're dealing with credit in the real estate industry. I deal with Rene, lenders, a bunch of people. So, kind of given the situation and the crisis we have going on, I wanted to bring him on to kind of get some insight on his thoughts and what he sees going on, in the industry in real estate. Um, so I'll go ahead and give kind of Rene the floor, just kind of introduce himself and tell you guys a little bit about him.
Hey, what's up, guys? If you don't know me, my name is Rene Botello, Botello, however you want to say it. I've been in the industry going on 8 years. I love real estate. I recently opened up my own real estate company. I don't know if you can see it. I'll, zo- I'll zoom my hat in for you. Home Guide Real Estate. We primarily focus on residential real estate. Eventually want to branch off a little bit more to commercial. Um, but yeah, I mean that's kind of my background real quick. I've known Edward for at least I don't know. I think you came almost in the industry when I came in.
Yeah, it's been at least 5 years.
Yeah, because I
More
remember
than that.
kind of closer to when I first was getting started. It was me, you, and Christine Dominguez was pretty new back then.
Yeah.
Um, Armando Guzman was pretty new back then,
Yeah,
and
that's when we had that
Don,
event with that,
yeah,
ooh, that had to be, yeah, 5, 6, that was like 2014, I
yeah,
think so. So cool. Yeah, it's been cool seeing how everybody's actually still in the same industry and grown. I know Christina's killing it, Armando's killing it, you're killing it, we're all out here, so that it's cool to see that, everybody's doing well.
yeah.
So
I agree.
we had a couple questions. I always ask for some questions and some input from different people and things that I hear, questions that they ask me. And again, my specialty is credit. I deal with the real estate industry, but we have some questions here that we kind of wanted to get some input on. So we had a question here. Let me find the first one here. Oops. And let me go ahead and actually put our names up there so they know who we are here. All right. So actually, let me take your name off because it's blocking your face. All right. So one of the questions that we got was, what credit scores do you need for bonds or first-time homebuyer programs?
So normally, what I see with lenders is your mid score needs to be around a 640. And we get that question a lot because obviously, if you could save on your down payment, you want to do so. But what I always tell people, like clients that I'm working with, like actually just left one right now. They might be watching this on Facebook. Um, if you have your down payment, I would say like 99% of the time, if you have your down payment, pay your down payment because if you take one of those bonds or those first time home buyer assistance programs, normally your interest rate's gonna be inflated a little bit. Like right now, market rate I'm seeing is lenders. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Is about 3.25 around there. That's kind of where it's floating for the past couple of weeks, and it's
And
gonna
that's been
utilize
fluctuating,
program.
right? Like, I mean, it's kind of been
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. And so, but I mean, but it's still pretty low.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Definitely.
normally, what I see is with, like, let's say you get a bond program, instead of your rate being at a 3.25 right now, you might lock it in at a 4. So really, are you saving money? Is that it's not really free. Long term, you're actually hurting more. So
Yeah.
normally, when you have people ask about those programs, I tell them, if you absolutely need it, then obviously take advantage of those programs that are out there. But shoot, if you have a down payment, pay your down payment.
Down payment. Cool, cool. And now I know I get some information from my sources and things, and I've been told that again, all the lenders are different, and we don't have a lender on here right now. But have you seen um, credit score requirements go up because of the whole pandemic and everything?
When everything first started and it became really really scary, where it was like real fast, like we're locking everything down, and we don't know what's going to happen, and now you're seeing the dust settle a little bit, right? But when it first started, yes, you were seeing that some companies weren't lending on FHA loans, or they were
Yeah.
saying, hey, you know what, the new requirement for FHA is 640, or VA is 660, or conventional is 680, or whatever the case was. Excuse me. So some people that were actually on contract with an FHA loan that hadn't closed yet were actually getting rejected through their finance company. They said, "Hey, we can't process the loan anymore." But the dust has settled from that, from what I see for the most part. So I think it's I don't want to say back to normal, but it's pretty close back to normal as far as which lenders. Like I know there's some bigger banks, like I believe it was Chase, where they're not going to lend any money off anything lower than a 700 credit score.
Yeah, some of those big institute, yeah,
Yeah,
the big banks.
the good thing is locally, local companies out here are still very savvy on what our market looks like and credit scores. So they're still, lending out money and, FHA loans in the 580 mid scores, 600, 620. So yes, in the beginning it was a little crazy, but yeah, I think it's kind of smoothed out.
No doubt. Yeah, and that's kind of what we were talking about before we even came on, and that's why I wanted to bring you on also because we get a lot of questions. Obviously, the majority of our clients are looking to purchase a home. That's why we're helping them, with their credit. So we were getting a lot of questions, all from both ends of the spectrum. People that totally scared that just wanted to stop everything, to some people that were looking how they could maybe use it to their advantage. And we were talking about, we've been, I'm thankful and we've been blessed. We've been busy. You were saying, you've been busy and really haven't seen a slowdown how maybe we could have had or how some people were expecting. And that's kind of another thing that why I wanted to bring you on is because, in a time of so much like uncertainty and chaos, sometimes it's good to hear from some professionals like yourself and myself that things are still moving, there's still houses being sold, listed, people are still buying homes. On our end, we're working on people's credit. Actually, we're getting great results right now. We don't know if it's directly tied to the whole situation and bureaus or collection agencies being tied up, but the numbers are showing. I mean, we're getting above average even results right now, right? So that's a good thing. Um, and I know some people have been asking, excuse me, uh-oh, is
Oh
that
no!
is
Oh,
that
oh no!
we're gonna be uh the whole I don't have mine. The governor's obviously lifting the stay at home or whatever the directive is on Friday, and I think we are here. We're local in El Paso for those that don't know. And people have been asking like, can you show homes in person right now, or what does that situation look like?
So actually, even before it was lifted, for a couple of days there, we didn't know if we were able to still go show homes. For sure, we were not able to do open houses. At least my company, I'm not letting, I'm not really allowing our agents to do open houses right now, just so they can stay safe and the clients stay safe and people that walk through, stay safe. Doing our part of the as far as the social distancing and the CDC rules. Um, but it's we can show houses right now. For a couple of days, we didn't know if we could or not, and then it finally passed. That real estate agents were an essential career. So we are. I've been showing homes. Obviously, I'm wearing my mask. I'm practicing. Washing my hands, and
So you're
I'm
doing like the virtual type deal and everything?
I am doing virtual videos for some clients if they don't want to go out. So what normally what I'm seeing is clients will say, "Hey, send me a video of the home," and if they like the video, they want to go see it in person before they buy. So
Mhm.
I mean, but there's some clients that are like, "Hey, I want to go see the home in person right now." So or today or tomorrow, whatever. So I tell them, "Hey, wear your masks and practice social distancing, do the
The proper.
Corona high five from far." Um,
Cool, cool.
but yeah, so we're essentially we could show homes.
Awesome. And that's good to hear. I think in this time, it's also, in my opinion, cool to see how companies have had to adapt or pivot. I've always been an entrepreneur and at heart and things. So I'm always looking for is there a silver lining or how can we pivot? It's better. So for example, ourselves, really in my industry, across the nation, there's a lot less in office consultations in our industry. Most are online, Zoom, phone call, and in our demographic, for some reason, people preferred a lot more in office, right? Which
Hmm.
which we don't mind, but it's a lot easier, quicker to do it over the phone or video call. And this has kind of allowed us to kind of say, well, we're not seeing people in person. All my people are working remotely, right? So if they wanted a consultation, they're saying, well, yeah, and it's cool to see how some people that thought maybe it was hard, they jump on like nothing, right? And they're doing a Zoom call, or it's just over the phone. So it's actually helped us a little bit in that regard to where we've been able to see more people per day because that time slot is a normal in-office consultation when they get there and then go through all that would take an hour. Now we're down to maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. So we're able actually to speak to more people, and it actually, more people are even liking it. They're like, oh cool, I can do it on my lunch break, or get on the phone, or now with all our devices and Zoom and everything. So I think that's been pretty cool, and it may change even the way we do business, going forward, and people being more accepting of doing virtual, consultations, showings, things like that. So that's pretty cool. Um, and so how is the market then, overall? What are you seeing? Are you seeing any differences, any changes, any trends? What are
Um,
you seeing out there on the you're in there every
I
day?
I hate saying this phrase 'cause, like it sounds very like cheesy and like you're on HGTV. Um, the market's hot. I hate saying that phrase, but that's the most common phrase. The market's doing really well, guys. Especially like I mean, in El Paso's doing well. I posted something on Facebook the other day where it was I got to go back and check, but when I posted it in the last 72 hours from that post, there was about 92 homes that were pending contracts in the last 72 hours when I posted that post, and 60% of those homes had been on the market less than 30 days.
Oh wow.
So homes aren't staying still. What we are seeing though is we are seeing a shortage of inventory because some people are scared to put their house on the market right now because they don't want traffic coming in and out because they
Mm,
live there. So rightfully so. I mean,
okay.
if you ask, quite honestly, if it was me and I have my kids in my home, I have four kids. I I might not want to put my home on the market right now, depending on what safety precautions, because you never know who's walking in and out of your home. But there is a shortage of inventory, so when things are hitting the market right now, they're selling pretty quick, and they're selling at sales price or over sales price, and we're getting into bidding wars here in El Paso, which isn't always too common. I mean, that's been a fairly new thing that's going on in El Paso, but anything under your average sales price in El Paso is around. It fluctuates from 180 to 190 right now. Anything under that price point, that it's a good house in a good area. As far as like you know the most desirable areas like the 79938, 7991211. Zip codes that are a little bit more desirable. Whenever they're under that average sales price, they're flying off the
You're
market.
going.
Like the first day, I mean, they're multiple offers. I was talking to a buddy this morning, and I was asking about one of his listings he just put on the market today, and he was like, "Bro, if you want your clients to see it, you better see it today because we've had five appointments already. We have four more scheduled today. We have two offers on the house. We're expecting two more." He's like, and I kind of like laughed, like, oh, whatever. But I mean, it's really that's what's happening. I just
Yeah.
actually just came back from showing a home that's not even on the market yet, and I'm telling my clients like, if you like the home, I'm not a pressury sales guy. I'm not trying to rush you. It's not. I'm not that guy. I'm very patient. I want you to love the home that you buy. But
Yeah.
if you like this home, and this home is about 160 on the market on the east side. Beautiful home in the Ventanas area. If you like this home, you better put an offer because
Okay.
once it hits the market for real, it's gonna go pretty quick. And
Okay.
the seller might wait to take offers until it hits the market anyway. They were nice enough to show us the home before it hit the market. Um, but yeah, that's what we're seeing. I'm not seeing really a slowdown at all. And matter of fact,
Cool.
for all you agents out there, if you're at home and you're enjoying this as a vacation for too long, it's going to be very easy for you not to come back into the real estate flow of things and routine. And man, the market's going to start opening up slowly but surely this coming month. And there's going to be a lot of inventory popping up, a lot of new buyers popping up. You better take advantage of this rush that's coming in.
So it might be from what I'm hearing and understand that it might be good a little bit on both ends, right? As a buyer, rates are low.
Oh yeah,
As a seller, right? I mean, or they're going quick, and so it
yep,
kind of seems, if someone were to ask, it's kind of a good situation all around.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure
to
it is.
to get in. I heard before a little bit before this, refis were a big thing also because um, the rates, right, and things like that. So that's good to hear. That's awesome. Um, we got a couple comments in the chat, and I'll put some questions on there that we got. If you guys have any questions right now, also, um, put them in the comments, and we'll try to get them answered here today, here in just a little bit. One of the things I wanted to cover real quick, because we've been getting questions also about credit, all the way from, are the credit bureaus open? Can I, what can I do? And the same way, it sounds cliche to always say it's always the best time, right? But right now
Right,
is actually a really good time. We've been seeing above average, like I said, results, right? And there's a couple things. I have some notes here because there's a lot of, like, this is unprecedented, right? We've never really had this, so there's a lot of things going on that people that are hearing about deferment, forbearance, and things like that. So, and then with the CARES Act that passed, so really, what the CARES Act, when you break it down, like when in regards to credit, um, you have to contact your lenders to try to work out an arrangement per se, right? Now, the
right,
lenders don't necessarily have to; they're not mandated to make an arrangement, but if they do, they're supposed to honor it.
right,
Okay. So if you call them and they make something, then they're supposed to honor. If they say, hey, we're going to defer payments for 3 months, put them on the back end, your vehicle, whatever, they're supposed to honor that. Okay. Now, it doesn't happen automatically. That's where some people are mistaken. Like, you have to call them and initiate that, right? And,
right,
and make, because some people are thinking it's just going to happen automatically, and then they're going to get hit with late payments and things like that, which can, ding their credit. So reach out to your creditors. A lot of them have programs right now, right? But if you can pay your bills, pay them. It's also not just like a free month or thing. Um, there's consequences to some of these things. I've been talking to people about some forbearances and how that can cause issues down the road. So if you can try to make that, obviously you need to take care of what you need to take care of, right? Your priorities. But if you can continue to make that, right?
right,
Um, what they're doing right now, there's these things called disaster codes that, like, for example, when there's a hurricane or something, and people are affected, they can put that on your credit report, right? But the crazy thing is that that disaster code doesn't make that account not negative. Okay, it still impacts your score, but what they're hoping is that maybe a lender or an underwriter or something can take that into consideration,
right,
right? But it's not gonna, because you have that code on there, it's not gonna mean that that collection's not, or late payments not being counted. So,
right.
those are some of the questions that we had gotten. So, call your creditors. If you can keep on doing what you need to do, keep on doing it, right?
Can
Um,
I, can I, can I say
yeah,
a thought real quick before I forget it? Because I'll
go for
forget
it.
it. If you're still employed and you're getting a stimulus check and your credit's not where it needs to be, you need to call Edward. Like, get your credit right now. If you have this beautiful stimulus check that just came in, it was unexpected money, and now's the time. Now's the
Yeah,
time to. So, and this is not a plug. I mean, this is really me saying this genuinely. Like, if you are still employed and your finances are good, you got a stimulus check, use it to pay down some credit cards. But if your credit's not where it needs to be, call a credit expert like Edward, because what happens is sometimes people will pay off a credit card or like an old debt that's not going to help their credit score.
exactly. Yeah.
Some maybe
And
like the old collection or something in the past. I've seen it happen where clients will be like, well, I paid off all these collections and then but they didn't pay down their credit cards, and
exactly.
so
Right.
their credit's still dipping, but these old collections are satisfied. But it doesn't matter because they have these high balances on their credit lines.
Exactly. And I'm glad you say that because, I'd been kind of cautious on how, it's been a weird time. Like, do you promote? Do you not? Some people are going through some tough situations, but like you said, if you are still employed, and obviously I'm not going to say fix your credit and don't buy food or something, right? But if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are employed, right, it is a great time. Imagine I've had a lot of clients that are saying, you know what, they're even realizing now, man, if I would have had good credit when this hit, credit cards or credit lines, I could have maybe used that, even though I know my score will take a hit. I'll pay
yep,
it down, right? But get you over that time period, or be able to go get a loan without having to get a high interest loan or a payday loan or something. And not only that, once we come out of this, they're preparing now because they say, you know what, I want to have my ducks in, or I want to have my credit um, in line because who knows? In these times we live, what if this becomes a norm? I mean, there's another one, and we're going to go on quarantine, and it becomes. I mean, credit is always going to help you, right? And obviously, to purchase a home, and they always say, when's the best time to plant a tree? It's like 6 years ago, and the next best time is now, right?
yeah.
So if you do, have that stimulus check or whatever the case may be, it is a great time, and even to start looking for a home, right? So then those kind of work hand in hand. So
And I've had some clients recently that I'll give you an example. I have a client that became a really good friend of mine recently, and we've been working together for a couple months. He's been searching, wants to find the perfect home. Again, I'm super patient with my clients, so I'm not like, no, we need to find it today. So we've been searching for a couple months, and I know he's a PE coach for a school. And this last time we saw homes about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month now. Um, he told me, he said, "Hey Rene," I said, "Hey, how's it going with your like PE? Like, do you guys virtually tour things? Like, how or like or have like virtual PE sessions? Like where do you fall into play now that everything's virtual right now and it's gonna be probably till the end of the actual physical year?" And
mhm,
he's like, Rene, that's a good point. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with my job. My contract renews in May. I don't know if I'll have a job in May because they might be virtual the rest of the year and they might, have to let some people go or whatever the case is.
yep,
And he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Stop looking at homes, man. Like,
yeah,
quite honestly, stop looking at homes because the last thing you want to do is put somebody in a home and a month later they don't have a job because of what's going on. So when people ask me like, "Hey, is it a good time to buy a home now?" It's like, well, do you know if your job's secure? Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a nurse or I am a teacher that I know I'm secure or military, whatever the case is. Well, if it's secure, then and you're looking for a home, yeah, right
then
now's a
yeah,
good time.
yeah,
It's a great time. The rates are still low. There's still great pricing in El Paso. Still some really good inventory. Um, but yeah, if you're unsure, yeah, don't. Don't. If you have a 50% chance of losing your job, don't buy a home right now.
we had a question I just put on the screen here, Rene, from Chris Ramirez. It says, Rene, when
Oh,
working with the builder,
what's up,
do
Chris?
you do you have to go with their preferred lender
You
when working with
don't,
the builder?
but you don't. You can pick whatever lender you want, but whenever you have a builder, there's different amenities or incentives that they give you going with the preferred lender. So like obviously the big one here is Rocky Mountain Mortgage. Most builders here, have the Rocky Mountain as their preferred lender, and they give you all your closing costs. They pay your title. They might give you additional landscaping allowance. They'll give you all your appliances. They might give you a washer and dryer. But if you use another lender, it's your choice. But at that point, the builder's still a seller. They don't have to do the closing costs if they don't want to. They don't have to give you the appliances. They don't have to give you the additional landscaping. So no, you don't. But it's in your best interest sometimes to do so. As a
Yeah,
client, I tell my clients like I have one recently that we just did that with. I hate switching clients over for different lenders only because a lender's already invested and they've already done work. But if it's in the client's best interest, you got to put the client first above myself, or lenders, or whoever. Like if
yeah,
it's in the client's best interest, then yeah, you should probably go with the preferred lender if it's going to bring you a better deal.
yeah. And that's why again you should reach out, and if you're a home buyer, you should have a realtor, right? I'm a
Right.
big believer in that. Some people don't know that they don't pay, a buyer's uh, to have
Commission.
a buyer's agent, a commission, so
Right.
you want someone looking out in your best interest, just the way when they hire us and we're looking out in the best interest of the consumer with the credit bureaus and things like that. So again, reach out to someone like Rene, and they're going to be able to guide you through the process and
Home guys,
and
real
assist you.
estate.
See, there you go. Awesome, cool. Jesse said, glad you gentlemen are working together to help everyone make the home buying process easier. Oh yeah. Hey, it's Jesse Mena.
Oh yeah. What's up, Jesse? Hey, we have like the same mustache pretty much. Like we're trying to grow it, but it doesn't really want to grow.
Oh
I feel
man,
you,
I
bro.
haven't
I
gotten a
feel you.
haircut in. Oh man, I don't know.
I just got one today. I learned how to cut it myself.
I know I'm gonna have to get on
I'm
some
just
YouTube
kidding.
videos.
I had to I had to do a very cautious haircut today. Very
Oh,
cautious. I hadn't got a haircut until today, bro. And I get a
really?
haircut. I get a haircut like every other week because my hair
Yeah,
grows out really fast. The top of my hair was like down here. If I put it like this, it was all the way down here,
yeah.
and
That's
my
how I
sides were
am. I
crazy
mean, I've just
thin.
had to start combing this to act, but I'm a big believer in in the strength that people are stronger than we think. And I know we're gonna get through it. And things are gonna go back. So I'm always me. I'm always positive and looking at the glass half. Now, not saying we don't need to be cautious, right?
Right,
Because you've got a lot of it gets real touchy in situations like this because you've got both sides. People that want to keep everything closed, and I understand both sides, right?
right,
Businesses, me being a business owner, you being a business owner, or self-employed, or a lot of those professions that need to get back to work, and it is tough. I see when like the mayor goes live and I see all these comments, and it's tough. Some people don't know, that balancing, uh, uh, trying to balance, that out. So I don't tend to lean too much to one direction. Everybody has their own point of view. I think we just all need to work together, respect each other. You can stay home. You don't have to. I'm working with my people. I have one particular employee that wants to continue working from home, and we're gonna honor that. Um, but I have a positive outlook, and I always do, and it's good to hear information from you about the housing market. That's still strong, and you guys are busy. I have a lot of friends that are realtors and lenders, and I'm glad to see that a lot of them are doing well because it was up in the air there for a while. We didn't, like you say, we didn't know if you could show houses. We're a financial services. We're like, are we essential? Are we not? Because of the type of financial service. So we work remotely no matter what. I told everybody, and we can come back. We're getting back into the office here, maybe shortly, soon. Um, but really, I wanted to bring you on, Rene, because I know you're also always you tell it the way it is, and but you are positive. And I've seen you help a lot of people, and we've worked together in the past. So if
Well,
anyone,
and so hold on before you close off. To that point, I just have to say something. Teach their own, I believe. Like you're saying, people are like open back up, we shouldn't, and people are so against it. Just respect each other. Like you said, you hit it right on the nail right now, man. Just respect each other's opinion. Like you don't have
yeah,
to agree with it, but if you don't like it,
agree to disagree. Yeah,
move on, man. Like if you believe that staying home is the best option for you right now, stay home. Nobody should tell you that you're wrong. If you believe
mhm.
that you are essential and you need to be out supporting your family because you need to bring income and that's the best thing for your family, then do what you need to do, and nobody should tell you you're wrong, right?
Yeah.
So
Use common sense. Your
yeah,
precautions
like
and what you need to do.
precautions for sure, but I see so much like I hate going online sometimes because you see you're so dumb, you're gonna go out and oh my god, only in El Paso, and that's the phrase I probably hate the most. Only in El Paso. No, it's every city, guys. Every city there's a group of people that don't like each other or they disagree. It's not only in El Paso, it's every city and every country. It's not only in El Paso. So I just want to touch on that, man. I'm super like just teach
Yeah.
their own, man. Just respect each other. Like if you don't agree, that's cool. Just move on. Respectfully,
Yeah.
just move on from that conversation.
Yeah. No, definitely, definitely. I think you hit it right on the nail. Also, on the bottom of the screen, guys, that's Renee's phone number. That's going on the bottom of the screen there. If you guys um, need any help looking to buy, sell, whatever the case is, reach out to Renee, Home Guide Real Estate. There, I still haven't been to your office. We were gonna meet right
You
before. I think
haven't.
a lot of
That's
this
right.
uh, happened, and we didn't get a chance. So, um, you know, uh, eventually we'll get back together. And let me check the comments here, see if we got want anything else. If you guys have any questions, we're going on about half an hour. We might wrap it up here soon. I know Renee's probably he's still out, being essential. So he
My
might have
office.
to go home to his
I have a
family soon.
window. I have a window with
Um,
tree views.
and if you're watching the replay, leave it in the comments. I try to go back to these and see comments, in the replay, and try to answer those. If you guys need help, with your credit, feel free to reach out. Me and my team, we offer a free consultation. We work with a lot of the local lenders, realtors, like people like Renee. We all work together to help you, get achieve that dream of home ownership. And it's good to hear that it's still a great time. It's actually a really good time. So if you're in a position to where you've been thinking about doing it, and like Renee said, you're you're stable or whatever the case may be, it is a great time. So reach out definitely to us. We'd love to help. I don't think I have anything else here. Chris says thanks. Tori um, was chiming in on a couple things, so there's some good comments that she had in there. If you have inventory that you've had trouble selling, right now is a great time to list and ensure top dollar. Okay. She's also talking about got to think long term. Unemployment will be a huge factor. Talking about getting employed again and 6 months. So, great information there. I'm going to try to bring some more people on. Maybe we'll try to get and we can even do like 3 or 4 people running. Maybe we'll get a lender. Maybe we'll get me, you, Armando, and Christina. That might be cool. To talk about a couple different things. So, I don't think we got any questions. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, we're here every Wednesday. I'm going to try to bring different guests. Submit your questions in the comments or send them to info at Texas Consumer Credit, and we'd be glad to answer. Anything else, Rene, before we sign off?
No, that's it. I mean, if you guys are thinking, like Edward said, if you're thinking about buying, it doesn't hurt to ask the questions. My number's in here. It doesn't bind you into anything if you ask questions. I truly believe in, being guided, not sold on anything. Um, you never know until you ask the question. You may not. Some people might think that their credit score is low and it's actually like a 640, and you end up
Yep.
qualifying, or you think your credit score is impossible and you actually need to do a couple different credit tips that Edward can help you with, and you qualify in the next month or 2 months.
Yep.
You're waiting for a certain time to buy. If you have just any question really, if you guys have questions about the real estate process, definitely feel free to ask me. And one thing, side note of real estate is try to keep your mind sharp right now. There's a lot of cabin fever, and it sounds crazy,
Yeah.
but domestic violence went up with all this, and
Yep.
child abuse and CPS cases and
Yeah, I
stuff
heard
went
that.
up. And
Yeah. Yeah.
just if you guys ever feel like it's frustrating you too much, just you don't have to go anywhere really. You can get in your car, take a drive, listen to a book, listen to some music, blow off steam. Call me if you want to blow off steam. If I don't even know you,
Oh yeah.
hey Rene, you mentioned to give you a call, and this is what I'm going through. Like, keep your mental game really sharp, but also stay active somewhat. If you have a home gym, use that. I'm not saying no way I'm a trainer or like a most physically fit person right now, but keep your mental game strong, and keep your activity up, and stay in some sort of routine right now, guys, because once this blows over, it's gonna be really hard to get back on a routine if you completely just took this as a very long term vacation. Sharpen your tools right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Check on your people. Same thing, feel free to reach out to me. Support each other, support local businesses. I've got a couple buddies, that own restaurants, bar and grills, whatever it may be. Try to support them as much as you can. We're kind of all in this together. We're
Yep.
all tied together somehow, and we all need to support each other. And in times like this, in any way we can. However, that may be. So again, thanks Renee for coming on. I know it was short notice. Guys, I literally shot him a text a little earlier today and said, "Hey, I think, would you mind jumping on? And I think it's a good time." And he said, "Yeah, let's do it." So thanks for the coming on the short notice.
No,
And
thanks for the invite, bro. I appreciate it. This stuff's fun for me. I could talk forever, so it's fun for me.
cool. Well, we'll have to do it again. Like I said, maybe we'll reach out to the other people, and we can get everybody on. So again, guys, everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll try to get back to them. And then watch it if you're watching the replay, same thing. And we'll be back here next Wednesday. It's normally at 7. We did at 7:30 today, but it's going to be around 7 every week. All right, guys. Thanks, Rene. And we'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
guys.
Stay
See you next
safe.
time.